Okay,
Oh
recording
no,
now.
I didn't do my job.
That's okay.
Janelisha told me to remind you.
I know, I'm sorry, y'all. It's okay, but I'll repeat what I just said. So right triangles are the only ones that we can check using slope because we can figure out if it's a 90-degree angle. But the other two, acute and obtuse, there's no way of knowing what the degree is if all you know is the slope. If all you know is the slope, you can figure out if something is perpendicular versus not perpendicular. But if it's not perpendicular, I don't know if it's going to be 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 80 degrees, 150 degrees. I don't know. Okay. So there's one of these that we can check using slope, but what we're mostly going to focus on is these three at the top, which we can check using the distance formula. Because we know that depending on how long each side is, it's going to fit into a different category. If all three sides are the same length, then it's equilateral. If two of them are the same length, it's isosceles. And if all three are different lengths, it's scalene. Okay, so we use the distance formula to be able to figure out how long each side measures. So that is what we are going to do today, which means that we need to review our distance formula. So you guys probably have this written down somewhere in the back of your notebook, but it is going to be very useful to write it down today. So all you really need to write down is the actual formula. Go ahead and put it in the corner of your notebook, just somewhere where you'll be able to see it throughout class today because we will be using it over and over again. Okay, so I would just put it like in the corner. Okay, so as you're finishing to write it down, I have this problem here just to practice using it. Just, it's always good practice to be able to like Perla has them all memorized, so I know she can do it like really, really easily, but not everyone has memorized the formula yet, so it's going to be really good to practice it. So for example, let's just start off with line segment AB, my blue one right here. First things first, let's just write down what the coordinate points are for A and for B. So what are my coordinate points for A? Good, -4, 4. And for B? 1, 2. Easy peasy. Okay. Then we just go ahead and we're going to put those values right into the formula exactly the way that it's written. So I'm going to just say A, and again, it doesn't matter. I could say A is my x1, y1, and B is my x2, y2. Or I could say A is my x2, y2, and B is my x1, y1. Doesn't matter which order you do it in, but just make sure that whatever is your x1, so if I decide that's my x1, then the other one has to be y1. Oops, y1. If you decide that this one's x2, then its partner has to be y2. Just make sure you keep it consistent. And we're just going to go ahead and plug it all in. So the distance, I'm going to write D for distance. Distance is 1 minus -4 squared plus 2 minus 4
Wait, why did you
squared.
put 1 and 2? It's supposed to be them together.
Oh, you're so right. Wait, what?
Yeah, it's supposed to be x2 minus x1. Oh, wait, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm dumb.
I did. I'm doing it right, Perla. Don't.
Wait, I'm sorry. I got too excited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good. Okay.
He tried
But
it.
So far, this is very similar to what you guys already know how to do for slope. It's very similar to slope. Okay, then let's do what's in the parentheses. 1 minus -4 is what? Good. 1 minus -4. That's 1 plus 4. So what is it? So it's just 5. Yeah. So I've got 5 squared and then 2 minus 4. 2 minus 4. If I have 2 and I take away 4.
-2.
-2. Thank you, Alejandro. So I have 5 squared plus -2 squared. 5 squared is
25.
25. And what's -2 squared?
4.
4. 25 plus 4 is
29.
29. So I'm looking for the square root of 29. Now you can use your calculators for this. So go ahead. Calculators out. What is it?
5.38516, whatever.
Say that one more time again. Sorry, I didn't hear it.
5.3851648. Well, I'm not gonna
good.
say the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Okay. Thank you, Alejandro. Okay. 5.38516, on and on and on. And if I wanted to round this to the nearest tenth, what would I write? To the nearest tenth. That's the nearest hundredth, Tyrone. Nearest tenth.
Oh, the nearest tenth, the 5.3.
5.4.
5.4. Good.
Oh,
Why 4?
Because 8 is closer to 10.
Yeah, because the
Oh,
8
yeah.
brings it up. It's 5.4.
We
So
want to
that's
drink something.
that is the distance formula in a nutshell. But I'll give you guys the opportunity to do another one. So let's see, determine. Here's a fun game. There's 3 more line segments. Pick one, calculate the distance, and if you get the same answer, you win. I don't know what you win yet, but whoever can tell me that they have the same distance wins a prize. And I'll think of a prize in my head right now.
Wait, what do you mean the same distance?
So one of these other line segments, EF, CD, or GH, might measure the same distance
Okay,
as AB. So you're looking for the one that measures the same distance. Go ahead. What was the thing? The question is, Tyrone, I want to know which of the other ones also measures 5.4. So if you can figure out, pick one and calculate the distance. If you can figure out which one measures 5.4, you're going to win a prize. And I'm not going to reveal the winner till the end. So just tell me privately, publicly, doesn't matter. I'm not going to reveal it till the end. All right, 1 more minute to give me an answer. Okie dokes, I believe that's time. All right. So if you picked CD, you got it right. CD. Uh-oh. What do you think it was, Tyrone? You got 2.3. Okay, well, let's check. Let's check what happens. I mean, not 2 point. Yeah, you said you got 2.3. Let's check. C is 2 comma 3, right? D is 4 comma negative 2. So far, so good? Okay. The distance is the square root of 4 minus 2 squared plus negative 2 minus 3 squared. Okay. So far, so good? Good. Then 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Okay, so now this is going to be 2 squared is 4. 5 negative 5 squared is 25. So we again end up with the square root of 29, which was the same thing we had before, which when you plug it in, you will get 5.38516 dot 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 dot, but that rounds up to 5.4. So it is the same. So good job to those who got it. Let me think. Okay. I think what I will do for you guys is hold on, I have to think about it. It's not Uber Eats. I'm not going to give you something that good. I got to give you a little prize. Keep you coming back, you know? Okay. I will give you 1 extra credit point on today's quiz. That's my prize. Oh, come on. That's a good thing. That means you can get 1 question wrong and still get an A. Well, then I'm glad you didn't win, Jalen. Yeah, see, Emily appreciates my gifts to you guys. All right. What if you get them all right? Then you get 5 out of 4, so you get an extra credit point, which is like an A+, basically, in the grade book. Thank you, Emily. Yes, everyone, you guys need to be more grateful. You can't expect everything in life to just be handed to you. Okay, let's move on to this question. So now that we kind of remember the distance formula and how to use it, we are going to use it to find out what type of triangle we have, okay? So remind me, what are the possibilities for triangles using distance?
Wait, do you mean like by side length?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay. Scaling, isosceles, and equilateral.
Good. Equilateral. Okay. So basically, we're going to have to find the side lengths of the parts, each part of the triangle, in order to figure out what type of triangle they are. And this is also asking to see if they are congruent. So we're also at the same time trying to figure out if these two triangles are congruent to each other. So we have quite a lot of people here today, which is good. That means I can kind of split this up. We're not going to spend the entire time doing everything together, but let's just do one together. And then from there, I'll have you guys do the rest. So let's start with LK. LK. All right, what is the coordinate point for L? -8, -8 comma, look what it's going by, careful. 6, yeah, -8 comma 6. So yeah, just be careful because this is going by 2s. What is K? Negative, good, -10 comma -2. Be careful. Okay, there are my values. Let me go ahead and just write my distance formula because I always like to have it in front of me. It's just to make sure I don't make a mistake. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, here we go. Tell me what I put into my distance formula. What should I write in here first? -10. Good. Minus -8. Awesome. Squared. And then? Okay, yes. So Tyrone, be careful. The order that Janelle's put it in is correct because in this one, I started with -10. So on this one, I have to start with -2. So that's kind of what I mean by keep it consistent, okay? If K is going to be your x2, then that also has to be your y2, okay? So just make sure we keep things in the same order. Okay, so this is -2 minus 6 squared. Now we can go ahead and calculate. -10 minus -8 is the same as -10 plus 8. So yes, Perla, that's going to be -2 squared. And what about the other one? -2 minus 6. Alejandro, I'm assuming that's your final answer. Let's find out.
Yeah, I speed run the whole thing.
Good. That's totally fine. Let's find out. Okay, -2 squared is 4. What about -8 squared? What? 196, what is that? 16? No, try, okay. Clean slate, -8 to the power of 2. 64, there you go. 4 plus 64? 68. Use your calculator. Square root of 68.
Reels is right. I got
Yeah.
5.
So what did you say? What's the full thing?
8.24621.
Good. And Alejandro, he rounded it to the nearest what?
The nearest 100.
Nearest 100th. Good. So to the nearest 100th, that would be 8.25. Let's keep it as that. That's fine. 8.25. All right. So, like I said, we've got a lot of side lengths here. So, and I have a lot of students, so I'm going to split you guys up. So let's have LJ. LJ will be Rios and Tyrone.
Okay, no offense to Tyrone, but I kind of want to do this alone.
You want to do it alone? You know what? I'll give you that opportunity
Thank you.
because there's more people than there are sides. Tyrone, I'll pair you up with Janelle's, okay? Tyrone and Janelle's are KJ, Jalen, and Samaj do YZ. Perla and Eric, go ahead and do YX. And Emily, if Daniel was here, I would have put you guys together, but you're all alone, Miss Emily. Go ahead and do JZ. All right. So go ahead, work on whichever one I assigned you, and when you're done, you can send me your answer privately if you want me to check it. But if you feel confident, you can put it on public. By the way, I'm also doing it at the same time because I didn't do it ahead of time. So I'm right here with you. So if I don't get back to you right away, it's because I'm still figuring it out. I'm going to start filling in what your answers have been so far. So Rio's got 12.65, good. Oops. Perla got 7.21. That looks good to me. Janelle's is giving me the same answer for hers, which is also correct. Okay, keep them coming. Once you get an answer, just send it in the chat. Good. Emily has also gotten 12.65. So what does it look like these are going to be? We're missing just one thing, but it looks like we might have scalene triangles. And when you say symmetrical Rios, what does that mean to you? Because I'm thinking of a different word, but I think you're on the right track. Okay, I see yeah, so they're reflected, so it looks like they are congruent. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, looks like it's going to be congruent. All right. All right, so here's our final side, the red one, 8.25. So they are in fact congruent. Nice. And we know this because of SSS. Yeah, at first they might not appear to be congruent, but the numbers don't lie, right? If they're exactly the same, they're exactly the same. So we've checked for scalene, isosceles, and equilateral, and we do in fact have scalene because all three sides are a different length. But there is one thing that I need to check for that is not part of this list. So what's the other type of triangle that you can check for? Yeah, we can check to see if it's a right triangle. Now, which angle looks like it might be, it could possibly be a right angle?
None of them.
We don't know if, okay, but we don't want to trust our eyes
Yeah.
too much.
Okay.
Is there one that's more close to possibly being 90 than the rest?
Angle K or angle Y.
Okay, so K, which is the same as Y. Okay, so that's the angle we're going to check. We're going to check angle K. And what we want to see is we want to see if it's 90 degrees. We're trying to see. So what should I check? Which side lengths can I check for that?
LK and KJ because they're adjacent.
Good. And we're trying to see if they are perpendicular to each other. If they are perpendicular, then we know we have a right angle. We know we have a 90-degree angle. So that means we need to find the slope. The slope of LK. LK. Let me label L and K so that we have our numbers. So L was -8, 6, and K was -10, -2. So when I calculate that slope, okay, I would go, okay, this would be 6 minus -2 over -8 minus -10. So this is 8 over 2, which is 4. With me so far? Oops. Okay. Well, now I need to do the same thing for KJ. Go ahead and on your own, figure out what is the slope of KJ and will that be perpendicular or not? Alejandro already beat us all to it. Good. He got the slope of KJ is, what did you get? -2/3? That is correct.
It's very obvious right there.
You did rise over run instead?
Yeah.
Did you do rise over run? You just looked at the graph?
No, I just looked at the graph.
Nice. Yeah, you can totally do that as well. So, yes or no, is this 90 degrees? Are these perpendicular slopes?
Wait, miss, how is it negative? Shouldn't it be positive?
No, it should definitely be negative. Look carefully.
No, they are
Are-
not.
-4 and -6.
They are not perpendicular.
Did you do it, Perla, did you do it using algebra or using rise over run?
Algebra.
Okay, so you should have,
Yeah, I did something wrong.
that's okay, we can check really quickly. So you did -6 minus -2 over -4 minus -10.
Oh, that's why I did -10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be it, -2/3. Okay, so yeah, not perpendicular because they are not opposite reciprocals. So it is not a 90-degree angle. This is not true. So the only thing we can say is that it is a scalene triangle. Done. Nothing else we can say. Ooh, why is it scalene? Who can remind us, what does scalene mean? Yeah, 3 non-similar or non-congruent sides. All 3 sides are different lengths. All 3 sides are different lengths, exactly. All right, let's do another one. Very similar. This time, let's do this. I'll split you guys into two groups. So group A will just be working on the red triangle, and group B will just be working on the green triangle. Okay, so group A, I'm just going down in alphabetical order on what it says on my Zoom. So for my red triangle, that's going to be Rios, Eric, Tyrone, and Janelis. And for the green triangle, it's going to be Samaj, Emily, Jalen, and Perla. And what I need to know is what type of, let's just answer the question, okay? Are they congruent? And what type of triangle is it? I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to start with 5 minutes. And you can check your answers with me, but I'm also doing it at the same time. So if I don't, like I said, if I don't get to you right away, that's because I'm still working on it. Go ahead and get started.
Right? If I wanted to do the Pythagorean theorem, I would have to know that it's a right triangle.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I was about to do it, but then I remembered.
Yeah,
like,
it
oh,
has to be a right triangle. Good point.
Ms. Lopez, you said you wanted to type it in the chat, right?
Yeah, you can type in the chat. I'm almost done with mine, so I can pretty much check everyone. All right, guys, that's my timer. I'm gonna give you guys like 1 more minute though, just to finish up if you have anything else you're working on. Okay. All right, so let me reveal the answers. Here is what you should have gotten, and I did see a lot of correct responses in the chat. For the bottom triangle, AB was 3.16 units. BC was also 3.16. And then the long one, AC, was 4.47. Now, if you got something different, let me know. Maybe I did it wrong, but if you got it the same, good job. Now for the top triangle, AC was 4.47. BC, B prime, C prime. Oh wait, that should be blue. My bad. B prime, C prime was 3.16. And A prime, B prime was also 3.16.
Wait, miss, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The coordinate points for B and C,
Mm-hmm.
B is 1 comma 4 and C is 2 comma 1, right?
Yes.
I'm redoing it, but I keep getting the same thing.
So for BC,
Yeah, BC.
okay. Go ahead and tell me what you're writing down.
2 minus 1 squared
Mm-hmm.
plus 1 minus 4 squared.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is 1 squared
Mm-hmm.
minus 3 squared.
Plus 3 squared.
Oh, wait.
This plus sign is outside of the parentheses, right?
Oh, so it gets distributed?
So we just keep it as always, and this goes for everyone. Maybe this is something that happened to you as well. So 1 minus 4 is -3, right?
Oh, wait, I still would have gotten that. Is that when I did 1 squared, I put 2 instead of 1. That's what happened.
Okay, well, that's good. But let me also make this very clear. 1 minus 4 is -3. However, that is still inside the parentheses. Okay? And we know that when we have a negative number to the power of 2, we get a positive answer. So this is 1 plus 9. which is 10, which gives us 3.16. So it was 3.16. They are congruent. And what else are they by our definitions?
Isosceles triangles.
Good. These are definitely isosceles. Remind me again, what do isosceles triangles have?
They have two congruent sides.
Two congruent sides. And what's that last thing I always have to check for? Because you never know. So it's definitely isosceles, but what else could it possibly be that I need to check first?
A right triangle?
Yeah, we need to see if it's a right triangle. Which two sides can I check to figure out if it's perpendicular?
A, B, and B, C.
Good. AB and BC. We're trying to see if these are perpendicular, so let's find out. So for AB, AB is the green one. Let's not AB prime, so I'm not looking at the top one, I'm looking at the bottom one. What do you get for slope of AB? Try using rise over run, because often that's a little bit quicker.
I got -3.
Good. Rio said it as well, -3. What about BC? 1/3. Very nice. Are these perpendicular? They are. They sure are. So these are actually not just isosceles triangles, but they are also right triangles as well. So these ABC, triangle ABC and triangle A prime, B prime, C prime are congruent isosceles right triangles. That's our final answer. And yes, Jalen, it looks like it's a 90-degree angle. Yes, but on a graph, especially when it's tilted that way, it's hard to know for sure. Like in this one, if you tilt your head, it looks like it could have also been 90 degrees. This was pretty close to 90 degrees. Always have to check. You always want to double check because you don't want to be 100%. You can't trust your eyes 100%. You got to check. I know it looks as though, I know, trust me, I'm the same way, Jalen. When I took geometry, I was like, to my teacher, I was like, Mister, like it looks like it's 90 degrees. Obviously it's 90 degrees. And I get that, but it's always useful to double check because what if it was 91 degrees? What if it looks so close to 90 degrees, but it wasn't? You got to double check. Okay. Pythagorean theorem, we don't need to do it in this case because we know all the lengths already. So we could if we didn't know them, but now we do. We already know them. So it's not useful. You can do it for fun, but okay, now let's do a couple more. These are more like challenge problems. In fact, let me do this one because I want to get used to not seeing it on a coordinate plane. So this is very similar to what we did in the bell ringer / what we did on Wednesday. We have 3 coordinate points. We don't know what type of triangle it is. We have to figure it out using algebra. So again, in this type of example, you always just want to draw yourself a little triangle, a little image, label it. And use the values that they give you in order to figure it out. Now, okay, yes, this obviously looks like a right triangle, but what should I check first just to figure it out? Tyrone, if you want to be absolutely sure, which angle should I look at? A, yeah, angle A. Now, I drew it as a right triangle, but I'm just drawing any old triangle, okay? So I could have done this. Okay, that still looks like a right triangle. Hold on. Okay, I could have drawn that, right? So the way that I drew it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a right angle, but it is always going to be a good idea to check just to be sure, because we don't know. It could be. It could be. So we are going to check that, but let's start first by checking the distances. And then with the distances, we can see if it's a right, or see if it's equilateral, isosceles, or scalene. All right, so let's see. CA. CA, I'm going to split you guys up. For CA, Eric, Tyrone, and Janelle's are CA. AB is going to be Rios, Samaj, and Emily. And then the last one is going to be Jalen and Perla. So go ahead and figure out what are the distances of those three sides. Perla, I'm so sorry. It's not. It's just because Janelle's and Tyrone are literally next to each other alphabetically, and your last name starts with an S. I was literally, yeah, I was just going alphabetically. Oh, hard feelings take. Okay. All right, drama queen. Jalen, just for that, you're gonna have to do it by yourself.
Miss, which one did you say was mine? I'm sorry for being a drama queen. I got-
CB. CB, you're CB.
Okay, CB, got it.
You're welcome.
We're finding the slope, right?
No, the distance, the distance.
Oh, I'm dumb. Sorry.
All right. Rios, I just checked your answer and you are correct. Good, Perla 3.6. And I see Janelle's got 4. Good, guys. Okay, so CA was 4. AB was 3.6. And CB was also 3.6. Good job. All right. I'm going to quickly do it one more time together just so that we can just, it's good to see it as many times as possible. So I'm going to do CB together. CB. All right. So remember, it's x1 minus y1. So x1. Oh my goodness. x2 minus x1. I'm so sorry. What do I write down for x2 minus x1 for CB?
I did 3 minus 0.
3 minus 0. Good. Squared. What about y2 minus y1?
Yeah, but oh, oh, 2 minus 4.
2 minus 4.
I'm sorry, Miss.
That's
These
okay.
things distracted me.
How dare they? Okay. Then we just do a little bit of math, right? We keep things, whatever's in the parentheses. So 3 minus 0 is 3. So I can leave that as 3. 2 minus 4, what is it? -2. But again, since technically, I mean, okay, let me be clear. Technically, this 3 is still inside of the parentheses. This -2 is still inside of the parentheses. 3 to the power of 2 is 3 to the power of 2,
These kids don't know how to do math anymore.
9. And what about -2 to the power of 2?
+4.
It's 4, exactly. So why am I adding again? I thought -2 squared would be -4. No, it's okay, good. So you're always adding. It always ends up, but both numbers should be positive at this step because when you square it, it always turns positive. And so then we had to do, okay, 9 plus 4 is 13. And then you take the square root of 13, you should get this big number, 3.60555, blah, 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 which simplifies to 3.6. All right. So what type of triangle do I have? It's not scalene. Think again.
Isosceles.
Isosceles. Good. Isosceles. And you can check. We don't have enough time right now. However, you always want to check if it might be a right triangle. So you would want to check just in case all the slopes to see if you have any perpendicular angles. All right, y'all. How do we feel? I didn't get to all the problems, but I think that we have. We'll do a couple more on Monday, I think. But we do have a quiz. So here's the deal. It is a little bit late. We kind of went a little bit slow today. I don't mind going slow, but that does mean we don't have enough time for the quiz today. However, the quiz is mostly on what we did on Wednesday and that you guys practiced yesterday, okay? So it's mostly on parallel versus perpendicular slopes. I believe there's one question about a triangle. So for that one question about triangles, you will have to do what we did today. But that's only 1 out of the 4 questions, so hopefully it's not too much. I will give you an extension since we didn't get to spend too much time on this. This is going to be due Sunday at midnight. So take time to review. If you need to over the weekend, you don't have to do it right now. You don't have to do it today even, but make sure that if you're still a little bit iffy on how to do it, watch my class recordings. They should already be up on YouTube by tonight, and just practice it a little bit before trying the quiz, okay? Any final questions? All right, awesome. So I will go ahead and I'll upload that video as soon as the day is over so that you guys can review it. And I'll also upload the quiz right now. So if you wanted to get started on it today, you can do so after school. But good job today. Good job on participation. I heard from almost everybody today, which is awesome. So thank you guys for that. All right, so that is all for today. Have a nice weekend, guys. Rest up if you can. I know y'all had a lot of bio homework apparently, but hopefully it's not too bad and you can get some sleep this weekend.